trucking is in a really bad place. Let's talk about it. Let's, let's go. Let's get out of this snowy place. It's actually not that bad. It's just so doggone cold, man. We literally are on a single digit out here. And the wind is blowing, so I don't even know what it is with the wind chill. The wind is blowing out here. We're in what is this place called? Dang it, York, Nebraska. And man, let me tell you, it is cold. I think we were supposed to get like 2 or 3 inches maybe overnight right here, and it seems to be about that much. So the storm was rolling through earlier, and or last night as I was coming in to the area, the storm was rolling in. So it was just passing through. It's going northeast. So now we're gonna be heading towards Davenport area. We're gonna try to pick up a partial from there. The current load that we have right now, let's talk about it, right, is an actual partial load. We got this from Pocatello, Idaho. And I was like, you know what, man, let me go try it again, right? We tried the partial thing before and it wasn't successful, and I gave up on it right away, you know? And, you know, you can't like know something for sure that if it works or not until you give it a little bit more time, you know? So I haven't given it enough chance for it to know if it works or not. And that's why we went ahead and picked up another partial. Not only that, we didn't have a whole lot of option. The doggone thing did not give us no options to the area, did not give us no option to do it. We would either deadhead all the way from the Salt Lake or Pocatello area onto, or where we dropped off right there in the Utah and Idaho line, right? Or pick up a partial. And I elected on picking up a partial because this partial is paying $1.40 a mile. I know it's not that great, man. Trust me. It's like it's taking 20 foot of space on the deck, right? The bottom deck. That's a lot in comparison to the bottom deck. And I think this would have been great at like $1.60, $1.80 a mile, you know? But it's what we got, man. We can't really, it's just, I wish I could negotiate more, and I wish I can put down my foot some more, you know, but we're gonna end up sitting around and wasting 3 or 4 days to put your foot down and hoping that you're gonna get something, you know what I mean? And you're still in hopes. And your chances of getting something that you think that was gonna be better than what we have now is probably pretty low, you know? And that's why it's just, that's why I always say, you know, I don't blame you if you take these rates, man. Like, however you can justify it, you know, that you don't know people's situation, you know what I mean? Situations are always different for everybody, you know? Either that they have to get home, or they got to do this, or they got to do that, you know what I'm saying? Um, there are some things that, you know, I definitely despise, like especially the full loads, right? The full loads, they're just You cannot take those, man. I think if you're an open deck, you cannot take those full loads at $1.50, man. Unless, of course, if you came into the area, let's say you picked up something from, man, we slipping a little bit. Let's say we picked up something from, what you call it, let's say Kentucky, and it's paying good going into California on an open deck, which usually pretty decent, right? And then you got something extraordinaire, and you got it for a pretty good rate. Yeah, I can definitely see, just to keep you moving, I can definitely see the point of picking up something, let's say $1.50, but there's no way you're gonna have me pick up something $1.50 and it's freaking like max on my loaded weight, and I gotta tarp that doggone thing. See, those are the kind of limits that no way, man. You know what I mean? I would rather pick up something like this where it's partial and hopefully I can get something on my way, you know, towards that way. And that's what we were hoping right now. All right, before I got rudely interrupted by the batteries being down, here we are back on the road. See, listen, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet and you're watching this channel, what are you doing? I'm kidding. So anyway, here we are, Maine. I'm trying to find a good distance clearance on the road before we try to get back on the highway here. All right, here we go. I think we got one. All right. See, we can't take this thing, like, with these kind of weather conditions, man, I'm telling you, if you're not comfortable with it, just pull it on in. Pull it on in, get some rest, you know? Here we go. He sees me. There you go. Surprisingly enough, I know I'm surprised that I'm not seeing a lot more people on the side of the road. Like, I'm talking like somebody who's going too fast and just boom, book it, you know? So that tells me like the drivers on the I-80 are probably a little bit more, you know, cautious than, say, like if the road conditions are like this, actually back there about 20-30 miles back that way, back west, it was really, really bad. Like, it was covered, you know what I mean? It was wind blowing and covering the whole road surface. So it's hard to tell if you got ice on the road or not. But if there was ice on the road, I imagine that, like, if a long patch of road is icy, I imagine that the Iowa DOT, we're in Iowa, by the way, Iowa DOT would shut it down, you know what I mean? Or slow people down, put a trooper there, slow people down or something, you know? So anyway, like I said, it's not that bad, really. We're on the tail end of the storm. The storm is heading northeast, which I thought would have been way gone by now, but it's still here. We're on the tail end of it, according to the radar. And it's not that bad. You know, again, I wish it was better, but it's not that bad, believe it or not. When road conditions are like this, you just take your time, man. Look at this guy. It's like, why is such a hurry to move over? And then, like, you got another one right here coming up. See, look at this. Look at this. Like, you see how they all bunched up like that? And then you got this guy right here that's going like 100 miles an hour. You know? Like, they took the distance that I have to be able to react accordingly. So I don't want to hit my brakes and just, you know what I mean, just shock the brakes, you know. Because this guy's going a little too slow, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with going a little too slow. It's just some of these drivers out here, man, like truck drivers in particular, they're like, they don't look ahead, you know. They don't look far enough ahead to make a determination if they should move, how they're going to proceed, you know what I mean, within the next quarter mile or so. We're all clear now in this area. Got a strong crosswind, right? But other than that, the roads are clear. Actually, I am very impressed with the Iowa DOT. They're clearing these roads quite well, quite easy, or really good. So props to them, you know. I would say I can't say that I am that confident, or I'll be able to say that confidently with say Nebraska or Kansas. Iowa for sure. I don't know about Missouri as well. But look at the 80. I mean, like we're literally on the tail end of this storm, and this storm it's still going pretty strong, going northeast right now. Looks like it's probably going to be pounding Chicago here pretty soon, at least the Chicago area. So, but yeah, I mean, we're right on the tail end of it, and it's still pretty strong. The wind is, but they got the roads pretty clear, you know, so that's props to them. So, back there where I'd say, you know, where the 680 and the 80 is on the Iowa line, about 10 miles of that is it's pretty sketchy. There was a lot of snow on the road. So, but over here they got this thing pretty cleared up. Anyway, there was another thing I wanted to touch up on, like when you're driving on these conditions, right? About looking ahead, right? Obviously, you gotta look ahead, man, like way ahead, you know, even more so than regular roads, you know, because like let's say you got somebody merging from that lane, they're gonna be coming in really slow because a lot of times those on ramps and off ramps are not gonna be cleared, man. You know, so they're gonna be coming in really slow. That's why you gotta be looking ahead. And another thing is too, right here where the bridge is, where the bridge meets the actual road concrete. A lot of times those will have a little hump on them, you know, or a lot of, you know, the separation will have uh, the level of it will not be the same. You know, it's not going to be completely 100% level. So if you're approaching that bridge surface too fast, and that bridge surface has ice in it, mm, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. You know, as soon as you uh, pass through it, and then the weight actually just slams you down. You know, the rest of the weight slams you down after you kind of, you know, going too fast and, you know, go up in the air a little. That's when those tires are just gonna be like, hey, wait a minute, let me slide to the left, let me slide to the right. That's how you get your jackknife. So just be mindful of that, man. I see a lot of these guys out here, you know, they're being careless, you know. A lot of truckers out here being careless, you know. As a matter of fact, I just saw one just a few minutes ago. He was like, it's see, another thing too, a lot of truckers nowadays is like they're using the shoulder as a freaking parking lot. Listen guys, it's not a freaking parking lot, man. Leave the shoulder for emergencies. You know, try to make it to the next exit out, and then do what you gotta do. If it's a non-emergency, don't get on that freaking shoulder, man. It's too dangerous, you know. Not only too dangerous for you, it's too dangerous for everybody else on the road. So anyway, there was this one guy that's sitting on the shoulder. He had his four ways on, and I don't know what he had to do. Maybe he had to go make himself a sandwich or something, or maybe he had to go piss or something. But anyway, he was on the shoulder, and then freaking this one guy, and he's not like guy in front of me. As a matter of fact, it was this guy right here. You know, he just like that, same scenario. This guy on the left lane was going a little too fast, you know. And then next thing you know, this guy in front of me, he just moved over without guesstimating how fast the guy on the left lane was going, you know, because he was trying to give the guy on the shoulder room, you know what I mean? But I mean, that's what you're supposed to do anyway as a courtesy, right? But if it's not safe to do it, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's I think that's a lot of these guys, a lot of the new drivers out here are missing on that point. You know, it's like that's why I said you have to scan your mirrors. You have to scan. Always look right, look left, look forward, look way ahead. You know what I mean? So your brain could start, you know, processing these things on how you're going to approach a certain situation. You know, that is what you call defensive driving right there. So, and a lot of these drivers are not being taught that anymore, you know. As a matter of fact, when I went to driving school, man, my driving school, Roadmaster driving school out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, they actually had some really good information. You know, even though me, me personally, with my own experiences, I'm already around big vehicles. You know what I mean? Big equipment uh, from my military. You know what I mean? Experiences. So I'm used to these kind of equipment. You know, I have no problems in getting in them and just and operate this equipment. But a lot of you new guys, that have not touched or nowhere near something this big, you're gonna get intimidated the first time you get in it. It might take you a little bit to get used to it and get the hang of it or whatever, right? But a lot of these schools, like I or the school that I went to, they actually taught you a lot of things, a lot of information about the vehicle itself. So like I said, that Roadmaster driving school out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, I would recommend that to anybody. I mean, I don't know how it is now. That was back in 2013 when I took that class, or that school. So I don't know how it is now, but it was very informative for me. That's for sure. So like right here, take a look at this, right? You see that person? You see that? I saw the top of his trailer way ahead. You see, like, I mean, what is he doing there? You got a freaking, uh, what you call it, rest area right there. Why are you there? That's my question. It's like you're putting everybody in risk. You're putting everybody in danger. It's like move over there to where it's a little bit more clear. It's so frustrating to interpret these things some of these drivers out here do. You know what I mean? Like how they think, how they process things. It's like, I mean, you're not the only one out here on the road. You got to think about others. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about how others uh, you know, would interpret your actions. It's not I mean, you're not the only one out here. You know what I mean? So I know I'm complaining again. I'm not complaining. I really am not. I'm just I I I get it, and I know I understand it. The reason why I understand it is because of a lot of these guys are not being taught properly. That's the number one thing. They don't have enough uh, experienced guys to teach them how to approach certain situations. You know what I mean? So um, I think that's where it mainly spans. I mean, like I said earlier, I am very impressed that the I-80 is actually like, especially back there where the surface was completely covered. I mean, it's not like ice, but it's definitely covered with powder. And I'm surprised that there was not a lot more drivers on the side of the road, which is a good thing, right? There was a couple. There's a couple of trucks that were on the side of the road, but it's not as much as I would anticipate or I would expect. I say, I'm not expecting it because like I wishing it. I'm expecting it because that's how what I normally see on a regular basis nowadays. There's another one right here. Look, like, why is he riding? I don't understand. I don't know why they're using that shoulder as a parking lot. See, there goes a situation right there. So, like, I saw that guy turn on his blinker, which tells me he's going to exit, which tells me he's probably going to slow down significantly before he hits that surface, okay? That's why I gave him plenty of distance, just in case that, he's going to slow down even more, So, like, that's defensive driving right there. You're looking ahead, planning on what you're going to, or you're anticipating what's going to happen in front of you, you know what I mean? Just by looking at the situation, right? See, like right now, our current situation right now, our visibility is greatly reduced. Now, that worries me more than earlier where the road surface was covered and you can see better. You have a better visibility. But now the road is pretty clear, but our visibility is a little more limited. So um, I'm a little bit more cautious now. You know, this actually worries me more because, like, if a lot of these guys, you know, like there's a lot of these guys that follows too close, and if something was to happen up front, you're not gonna be able to have enough time to react to it and be able to stop. You know, um, in this with less visibility. So just there goes another one. We got one that's on the thing, right? So this truck right here in front of us, he sees that in the distance. He should have anticipated that that guy on the right lane was gonna move over, you know, and instead he waited to hit his brakes to move over, or so he can let that guy move in, you know. So you see this guy in front of us? This is the guy that causes accidents out here. He can't seem to stay in his doggone lane. Oh, we got a little bit of ice going on. I felt that one. I felt that one back there. So, but this guy right here can't seem to stay straight in his lane. Look at it. Look at him. You know, I don't know why it's so hard to keep your freaking wheels straight. You know, there's definitely a little bit of ice I felt back there. So we're gonna slow it down a little bit. Like, look. Oh, he's following that guy too close. Why are you following that guy too close, man? Like, move over. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. This guy right here, you know, it's like he felt the ice, you know, he slowed down. But he was following in too close. I should really slow down here and just like let this guy get ahead of us so he don't cause an accident out here. Oh crap. Okay. This guy's slipping. The thing about four-wheelers or 18-wheelers, right, is that we have a lot more tires on the road. So it's easier for us to stay on the road, really. Really, the speed is what's gonna get us. But a lot of your four-wheelers, they don't have a lot of surface on the road, you know? So I got my four ways on. I'm just trying to pass this guy because he's a little nervous and he's making me nervous. So, but we have a lot of surface on the road, so we have a lot of tires on the road. So it's easier for us to stay on the road, you know? See, I'm looking at that guy ahead of us right there, way up there, okay? It looks, I don't know what he's doing over there. It looks like he's gonna stay there, so we're just gonna stay on this lane. I think we're doing okay. You know, it might actually be time to shut this doggone thing down. These roads got bad really fast. Remember how I was saying back there in the back? Like, man, this is making me more nervous because, like I said, you can't see. It's hard to see the surface of the road, you know? Like, it's hard to look ahead, and it's harder to see the surface of the road because visibility is reduced greatly, you know? Back there where that way station was, there was quite a bit of ice right there. So, yeah. And that freaking guy in front of us right there, I don't know why he was following that guy way too close, you know? Why? Just move over and pass the guy, you know? He clearly had his four ways on, and why not just pass him? So basically, I'm just trying to get to Davenport, man. We're getting closer to Des Moines, right? I'm just trying to get to Davenport. And those roads right there, I think that was the worst part right there that I've had so far. Dang, look at this. these roads, these roads might be pretty bad. Yeah. See, this is where you need to take really, 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 really cautious. You gotta be very, very cautious out here. Don't need to be rushing, you know what I mean? Like these road surface right now, these are the kinds that will give you false hope, you know? Just like back there, it looked just fine, right? And then that ice, you know, we hit that ice. There was quite a bit of ice there. Luckily, it wasn't enough of a surface, you know, to for us to lose traction. As soon as we get past it, we grab traction again, so we're good to go, you know. So the four-wheelers are actually the ones that need to be worried in these conditions, because we are longer, therefore, like, you know, we have a better chance in hitting the non-ice surface before all of our tires get on the ice surface. I don't even know what I'm talking about now. All I know is that I think we're gonna be go ahead and shutting it down. Like I said, I was just trying to get to Davenport. We're like probably about 120 miles away from Davenport right now, but I was just trying to get to Davenport. So tomorrow we'll go look for partials. Oh, we're sleeping. We're slipping. Oh, we're definitely slipping right here. Dang. Come on. Ooh, our traction control is lighting up. Yeah, we got some slippage right here. We definitely got a... Boy, I tell you. Hot dog. Just a few miles back, man. I did have a puckered moment. Boy, I tell you what. Woo! I'm gonna need to take a shower. I'm gonna need to change the underwear. I'm gonna need to do some laundry after this. And probably clean my seats too, you know. Well, not probably, definitely gotta clean my seat. Nah, I'm just kidding. Boy, I tell you what, there's man, like I gave the Iowa DOT too much credit. Yeah, this part right here is really, really bad right here. Wow, that was whew, was that a moment or what? Maybe they're cleaning it up, I don't know. So this is the 235 and 80 junction. We're just trying to get out of here, man. We're just trying to get by to the other side of freaking whatchamacallit, Des Moines. We can't. I know we're not gonna find no parking nowhere around here, right? I don't know what he's doing. I think he's trying to move over. Why are you trying to move over? It's fine. Both lanes are moving. Why are you moving over? Ooh, this thing is slippery right here, man. Oh, it's right here. So it's just this area, it seemed like. Why don't they, man, what's going on? It seemed like it's just right here. Maybe those guys right there are slipping. I don't know what the heck's going on. Yeah. I hope we don't gotta. I hope we don't slip right here. It looks like it's this curve right here. My CV is down too. I don't know what the heck happened to it. It's just, it went down on me. This is where I don't like the automatic side of things, you know? Because right now, like, I can't, oh yeah, we're slipping. Like, we're going down, this downhill right here, this part, we're slipping big time. I'm trying to hold it. I hope we don't slid over to that freaking shoulder. This is, like I said, this is where I don't like the automatic part of things, you know? I'd like to be able to grab the gear here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to change it into manual right here and be able to grab the next gear really fast, you know? Yeah, this part right here, this is the only part. So we're just going to go ahead and keep it on the second gear and keep the gears low, or keep it on the low gear. And we're just going to try to cruise through here. This part right here, this is the part that's really giving a lot of people issues. Good thing we don't have a freaking accident here. That's amazing. Okay, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. It's just this part right here. Man, how did they let that go? Like, there was not even like any freaking troopers back there or nothing like that. They should put a trooper over there and just like either shut down the whole damn thing or have somebody over there warning people, you know what I mean, to like, hey, listen, you might want to slow down around this curve that's coming up to you right now, you know? See, the reason why I was so confident that we're going to be fine over here in the Des Moines area is because there's a lot of vehicles out here. It should be okay, right? Like, they should have cleared this area right here. They should have had no problem clearing this area. But that's not the story at all. Now, I don't know if I want to take this junction to the 80 where it rounds about. Let me go check the traffic over here. See, we are right there right now. There we go. Oh yeah, this is all ice right now. That's so insanity. How did they? Yeah, I gave Iowa DOT a little too much credit. They should have had. They were prepared for the way back there where there's nobody there. It's just crazy. I know those are slippery right now. This right here, I'm pretty sure that's pretty slippery. So it's a good thing we got some type of a load. We're not like completely empty. You know, if you're completely empty right now, I'd be really, really worried, especially right there in that corner, where that corner was. I would be very, very worried. Man, they pushing it. Okay, I think we're gonna be okay right here. Yeah. It was mainly that corner back there. I think this is okay. Oh man, that definitely made my butt like this, man. Woo! I hit a really good patch, you know. I was going probably about 40 miles an hour, 45 miles an hour, and I hit that spot, and boy, I tell you what, it was my drives. Then my drive started doing a little bit that way, and I was like, oh, don't let this be it. Don't let this be it. But we caught, luckily, it wasn't a long patch. So we caught we got traction. We got traction back. I was gonna try to take this right here, but you got a whole bunch of issues over there, even to the entrance of the freaking rest area. It's gonna be a nightmare. We're trying to look for a place to park now, but that seemed like a difficult thing to do. I know it ain't gonna be the truck stops, right? We ain't gonna find no parking at the truck stop. I thought Davenport was closer actually. I'm still like 100 miles away from Davenport. So, yeah, we ain't doing good right now. We're looking for a place to park. Okay, so we are parked. My goodness. That was a day. That was definitely a day. Somebody's parking next to us now. All right, guy, I see you. Anyway, we got we didn't get all the way to where I wanted to go because freaking just the weather. Bad weather, man. Bad weather all the way around. So we're gonna go ahead and shut it down over here, man. Um, so what I wanted really like the reason why I say I'm titling this video as like the trucking industry is in a bad shape because it really is in a bad shape. Overall, I'm talking about from freaking brokers to drivers to everything else. You know, it's just it's in a really bad spot, man. Brokers in particular, right? Like a lot of brokers I dealt with today, it's like I felt like it's like it's their first day. You know what I mean? It's like I'm asking questions, asking for details, this and that, and then they're like, I don't know, I wasn't given that. I don't know, I didn't know. It's like, what do you know, really? I mean, it's just so. It's. I think it's like it's some of the most simplest details that they're missing, that they're not getting. It's just it's. Ah man, it's baffling to me, really, believe it or not, and I don't know what like that's why I'm titling the video is like the trucking industry is in really big trouble. It's like just like today, prime example today, right? A lot of these guys on the road, there's a good majority of them. They're just like, they're poorly trained, right? Like not properly trained into this type of environment, and they're out here. Like it's okay if like you are lacking training somewhat, right? But knowing how to approach that particular situation, that's when I think that's where they lack in training. They lack. I mean, I know that comes as inexperience, but if they were properly trained in this type of scenario, it would have been like if I was a trainer, right? What I would have done is like if I'm training somebody and then in this kind of weather condition, I would tell them, listen, if you're not comfortable, find you a place to park. Is always the next day, right? And that's why I said, like, the trucking industry as a whole is just in a bad shape, man. It's like it seemed like today everybody that I called and dealt with is like, specifically the brokers, man. I like, really, man. It's like, there was um, there was a few loads. I'm like, okay, hey, are we certain that this is the specific dimensions and height and this thing? And they're like, well, that's what I'm given. Okay, no problem, right? I get it. Now, do you have a model number on this thing? No, I don't. I don't have that. They didn't give me that. Okay, uh, can we get a picture of this thing? Well, I don't have that. It's like, really, man, do you really want to move this thing? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't. Are these some of the details that, like, are we not asking as carriers of these brokers? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, I know I'm complaining again. I don't want to complain. I really don't. I told you guys from the last video. That's the last thing I want to do is complain, because like the way I am, man. It's like, if we have a problem, okay, let's find a solution to it, and let's not, bitch and gripe about it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's okay to, be like, ah, man, be frustrated, but like, what are you gonna do about, complaining about a situation? You know what I mean? Just like try to fix it, right? Try to see if we can find a resolution to it. But anyway, I don't want to go on too long about this. Today, I didn't expect today was going to be this adventurous, but it is. So I'm going to try to be more consistent with the uploads, I promise. I'm going to try. That's what I'm promising. Okay, we will see you guys in the next video.